More than 2,000 women gathered in New York to celebrate the Women in the World Summit hosted by Newsweek and the Daily Beast. Tina Brown pulled this all together. On Saturday, I was able to moderate a panel with international women leaders, including Kah Walla, the president of Cameroon's People's Party and the founder of a woman-run global consulting firm, Strategies. Here's just part of her call to action, which galvanized the entire audience at Lincoln Center.
As women, we need to understand it is in the politics. It's the politics that defines the economy. It is politics that defines these social norms. And until we get political power, we are not going to be able to make giant strides. And to get political power, every woman in here, we cannot all run for office, but every woman in here needs to be involved in getting a woman elected.
Kah Walla is, as I say, the president of Cameroon's People's Party and joins me here. Welcome to Washington. Great to see you. And at the end of the session, Hillary Clinton also evoked your name, your call to action, to talk about the importance of political power for women. We're seeing a whole movement in Africa of women striving for political power. And what you're calling us to is really a global movement of women trying to determine their economic, their reproductive futures by striving for political power as well.
Absolutely. I think we as women do not like the way that politics is run anywhere in the world today. And unfortunately, for a very long time, this has kept us out of the political arena. We sort of shied away from it, saying we don't like it, it's too nasty, it's too corrupt, and so on and so forth. In some countries like mine, it's too violent. But I think we are becoming aware that if we want the way our countries are run, the way Africa is run, the way the world is run to change, we have to get into political positions of power. We have to be part of the decision-making to change it.
When you decided to run for office, what were the repercussions? What did you suffer because you became a threat to the regime?
There are several repercussions. In a country like mine, Cameroon, 50 years of independence, 2 presidents so far. The last one is in power since 30 years. And so they were very, very threatened by new leadership, a new generation, and a woman. And so I suffered physical violence. I was kidnapped. I went out on the street to ask for electoral reform in protest. I got water hosed. And it's a very difficult political environment on a daily basis. We have to declare every single meeting that we hold, even if it's with 10 people, to the government, and they can refuse us to meet.
You have to get permission to even meet.
We have to have permission to meet. And so it's a difficult environment. But what is encouraging is that Cameroonians as a whole, and Cameroonian women in particular, seem determined to take their destiny into their own hands and to bring democracy to our country.
You know, we all have role models. Meryl Streep was on the stage at Lincoln Center introducing Hillary Clinton, and she spoke of the burden that women leaders face to be mentors and also role models for everyone else that follows. This is Streep.
It is not a simple job to be a role model. It is not just being endlessly compassionate, polite, and well-groomed. It's equal parts being who you actually are and what people hope you will be. It's representing for all women our very best selves.
And she went on, of course, to give a very emotional and passionate introduction to Hillary Clinton, which really sounded like a political launch if we were looking toward 2016. That whole place was on their feet.
Yes, absolutely.
What does the American political system mean to you when women in Cameroon come here, and you've come here before, you've been honored by Vital Voices, an organization that we've focused on for many years here in Washington. What about the way politics and the way women are treated in American politics provide you either lessons or warnings?
Yes, I think we have both. Lessons in the sense that there is, of course, in the U.S., a strong degree of democratic freedom, the possibility to express yourselves. And I think that more than anything else, the American spirit of you know, I hate to go to a campaign, but of yes, we can. We can make a difference. We can make a change. Our destiny is in our own hands. I think that's the biggest message that America gets out to the rest of the world. But there are lessons in that, in spite of all this freedom, the representation of women in Congress is only 19%. In spite of all this freedom, we saw when Hillary Clinton ran in 2009, we saw very sexist attacks. And what is going, the discussion you are having now on reproductive rights, I think, has the women from the rest of the world just reeling, wondering what on earth is going on? How is it possible that in 2012 we're even having this kind of a discussion, and in the U.S.? So I think the warning is, it's never quite over. So you have to obtain freedom, but then you have to continue to keep it to make sure that you don't lose ground.
Kah Walla, it is a pleasure to see you again. Great to have you here as our guest, and we look forward to, I think you're going to be returning for Vital Voices in May, so safe travels.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.